Hey, everybody. Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Brilliantly Resilient Live. I am Mary Fran Bontempo. This is my buddy, my partner in crime, Kristin Smedley, and we are so excited today because we have such a cool lady to bring you. First of all, I just absolutely adore the name of her organization. This is Majet Reyes, and she is the owner of Diva Girl. Does it get any cooler than that? I mean,
is there a dance? Is there a dance? Because I'm going to make one up. Diva Girl.
Woo, woo,
Diva Girl in the chair.
And do the shoulder shake. Yeah.
Oh, we got to do shoulder shake.
There we go. Monday with Diva Girl. I love it.
So, Majet, thank you so much for joining us. You and I touched base a while back. I'm not even sure who found who first. I don't even know, but we were talking before the show, and I said, Kristin and I are big believers in if the universe is sort of telling you, like putting things in your path to follow up on it. And somehow or another, we got on each other's radar and we touched base, and we just had one of the best conversations that I've ever had with someone the first time having met them in air quotes, because we never meet anybody anymore. It's all through this kind of stuff. But your background was so incredibly interesting to me, and what you do, what you've done professionally, and now what you're doing with Diva Girl to just try to inspire girls and women all over the place. I just love it. So welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mary. I'm very, very excited to be here. I love the name of your show, Brilliantly Resilient. Resilient is my favorite word. It's my practices, it's part of my counseling practice name. And you're right. When we first talked on the phone, I think it was before the quarantine.
Oh, yeah. It was a while back.
Yeah, and I saw your TED Talk. You were in my radar because we knew the same people. Yes. And I was like, I need to talk to this woman. I just need to set up an appointment with her. I don't really know what we're going to talk about, but I think she's cool, so why not? And then we talked. And hearing your story as well, it's very inspiring. And it's so resilient. It's a story of resilience. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's why we
clicked. We clicked, girl. We clicked. I don't know, but we clicked. Yeah. So on this show, we usually talk about like a reset, a rise, and a reveal of your brilliance. And that can take many forms. So I really want to talk about your story and where you started and all that, and then how you made this progression to Diva Girl, because you have such a cool backstory, the stuff that you have done, like in the mental health and the medical community and all. So take us through your story.
Yeah, no, definitely. So right now, I'm the owner of Diva Girl Tribe, which is a community that educates and empowers women with workshops, conferences, volunteer trips abroad. And I'm also the owner of Resilient Mindworks, which is a counseling practice that helps people find fulfillment through counseling and community. So I work with a lot of people who are struggling with anxiety, depression, PTSD, and a lot of them are first responders and medical professionals. But before I was a Diva Girl, or I was a counselor, I was a paramedic. I was a paramedic for 13 years.
That was the thing I remembered about you. I'm like, oh my God, she was like you were an EMT. Like you were, it was amazing, your story and your progression. So yeah, so keep going.
So I was a total tomboy. I loved blue, didn't like pink. Yeah, I up until now I wear baseball cap all the time too. But for today, I'm like, I need to look fabulous for Mary. I need to look the part of a Diva Girl, because deep down inside, I'm a total tomboy. And it was 9/11 that I decided to become a paramedic. I was an immigrant from the Philippines, and 9/11 happened, and somehow deep down inside me, I needed to give back to this country. And I was like, I want to be one of those people who run into burning buildings and help people. Well, not exactly run into burning buildings, but maybe a firefighter or
people coming out of the burning building.
Yeah. Handoff. You're the handoff. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to be a paramedic. So I became a paramedic for 13 years. And then I realized that I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't growing. I wasn't challenging more. And at that point, 13 years later, I already have a daughter. I was a new mom. And I was also struggling with some anxiety and depression and PTSD too from working as a paramedic, being assaulted by my coworkers when I was a paramedic, and
Wow.
then having this new child and thinking that I'm not happy doing what I'm doing right now. Most of the people I work with are amazing doctors, ER nurses, other paramedics, and they're good people, but deep down inside, I knew that this isn't for me anymore. And I was like, I'm looking at this girl, this baby girl, and I'm like, I really just want you to be happy, right? And I know that I can't just tell my child to be happy and not be happy myself, because I need to be that example for this kid. And I'm like, but what am I going to do? Like, I don't know what I was going to do at that time. I was stuck. I felt I was stuck being a paramedic. So a lot of other paramedics have gone into nursing or physician assistant. So I thought I'll try to apply to nursing programs and PA programs. But for some reason, the universe was telling me, no, rejection. And I'm like, okay, rejection. And then out of nowhere, I got this postcard from Jefferson University now, but back then it's Philadelphia University. And it's about trauma counseling.
Wow.
And I was like, trauma counseling. I've had a lot of traumas in my life. I need counseling.
This is a perfect match. Let me do that.
So I'm like, you know what? Check it out. So I went to the orientation, fell in love with the program, but it still took me, Kristin and Mary, it took me still 10 years in a semester in grad school before I reached out to a counselor and work on my own. Can we curse here?
Go for it.
Shit.
Go for it.
So I got so much shit so piled up that, that I had to process it. Like, as I was going through the program as this master's program for counseling, I was also processing my own shit with a trauma counselor. So, and then I realized that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, while I was doing that, let's go back to Diva Girl. While I was doing that, a friend of mine from Toronto asked me, yo, come visit me to Toronto. Let's go to a Diva Girl conference. I'm like, Diva Girl? I'm so not a diva. I'm a tomboy. I don't like pink. I like blue. I'm a tomboy. And she's like, no, it's all like, you like Zumba, you like fitness, just come on, just visit me and let's go to this conference. So this was 5 years ago. So I went and visited my friend, and then I went into this building for this conference, and all this women there was just smiling and happy and bright and confident, and I was like, whoa, what are they drinking? Why is it that Kool-Aid? I'm like, why are they happy? Why are they so joyful and and just confident? I think it was the confidence that was just like so intriguing to me. And I asked around, and I realized that these women were business owners. So they're doing what they love and they make money off of it. And I'm like, I want to be just like
I want a piece of that.
Yes. So I reached out to the owner and the founder of Diva Girl, Laura Furtado, and I asked her, hey, do you have this in the US? This is going to be awesome if you have this in the US. And she said, no, we're a Canadian company. We're big here in Toronto. We don't have anybody in the US who's doing something like this. And I asked her, you need to go to the US, to Philadelphia, and my friends and I are going to go. And she said, all right, let's do it. All along, I thought she was going to plan it. And all I have to do is just bring my girlfriends and go to the Diva Girl conference in Philadelphia. But Mary, Kristin, what happened was I ended up planning a conference in 2015. I ended up, and I had no experience in entrepreneurship or hosting a big conference. So I learned how to get sponsors, get vendors, get speakers. And then during that process, I have Laura Furtado as my mentor. I started meeting all these amazing Philadelphia women business owners. And I said, I learned a lot with the help of these women. They become the speakers, they become the vendors, they become the sponsors. I made a lot of mistakes. This woman supported me, or this woman left me, like both sides.
Yeah, it happens that way. Sure.
Yeah. And then, and the real good ones, I'm still really good friends with, and, and I support them and they support me. And that's how Diva Girl here in Philly started. And, and fast forward to 2020, we used to be very big with, live events, parties, big conferences. But with the pandemic, we were able to transition it to where we are now, which is an online community targeting, globally. That's the goal. So yeah, did we hit all the parts?
Oh my gosh. I just
Wait.
I don't even know where to start.
Wait, pause. I am taking this one clip of you and I'm going to send it everywhere. Your rejection dance. Who does that? You're like,
Rejection.
So
We
my big thing is flip your
say,
mindset. And you just flipped my mindset with that word, like celebrate, because it's bringing you to something amazing. That was so great.
yeah. We talk all the time about how much we love a good screw up here, and we love a good rejection, because when it comes at you that strong, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, that's not the thing for you, And sometimes I think we have this attitude where we feel like, but I have to plow through. I have to try harder. No. Sometimes you just have to go, yeah, that's not the thing I'm supposed to be doing. And you turn around. And I just love how you were like, all right, well, I've had a lot of trauma and I need counseling, so I'm going to do that. I mean, your whole story is so cool. And the fact that then you went and you became a diva girl, I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
So
Right.
here's what I love about Diva Girl, and I comb the website and everything like that. You have these pillars that you talk about, like these areas. So I want you to tell us a little bit about that, because there's something that I really love about it, but I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about what the pillars are first, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah, no, definitely. So right now, so we're in this transition phase right now. We're in, like we have these pillars, we had them, and, we have the nutrition, the business part, the fitness, the beauty, the fashion. And this all came about because of the different franchise owners that came into the company.
Okay.
And everybody has their own passions. And we use those passions that they have to, become one of the platforms for Diva Girl. And yeah, so but right now, with the transition that's happening, we're just keeping a few parts of it, because we want to be very inclusive, and we want to be, we want different types of women, because with inclusivity comes diversity.
Yes.
So we have all these different women with different backgrounds and different passions in life, and then bringing them all together. That's why we have all these different pillars. But at the end of the day, it's Diva Girl, and Diva Girl is somebody who is, confident, who knows what she wants, who fights for what is right, and at the end of the day, Diva Girl is about, a woman who has her own business or not, wants to have her own business starting out, and we have the community to support you with that. And also college students or women, professional women, who just want a community wherein they feel like they can be a part of it. So yeah.
What I love about it is when you talk about the inclusivity and all of that, what I love about the whole concept is that you don't shy away from the being pretty and looking cool and just embracing the things that women love, but making that a part of the whole thing. Like, you don't have to cut out parts of yourself in order to be like a successful entrepreneur. You talk about creating and embracing that whole person and supporting everything about a woman, which is wonderful, because I think a lot of times we feel like in order to be taken seriously, we can't do certain things that we love to do, which is like, play and engage in fashion and all that. But in addition to having all of those parts of support for women with your business and all that, those other parts of us make us feel good and confident too. So that's also part of your story.
No, thank you so much for saying that. Like, a lot of people, when I first started this, bringing it to the US, and I think Canada are way ahead of us, because I got a lot of backlash, and people are saying diva, like, and we're trying to redefine what that means here in the US. And either someone hears that or sees that it's super pink, just like me before, right? It's pink, it's Diva Girl. Either someone will like that, or resonates with them, or someone don't like it. And I've had both. And like you thought that's such an amazing brand and it captured your attention and you want to learn more. And then there are some people who are like, no, or, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not diva. It's a negative connotation for me. It's a negative meaning. And girl, like I've heard that too. Girl, it's not, it should be a lady or a woman. I'm like,
I'll tell you what, at my age, you want to be called girl. Call me a girl all the time. I don't want to be called a woman or a lady.
I know, who wants to be called ma'am, right?
No. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that striking a chord. But you know what? And I love hearing about all of this and getting to know you and the whole spirit behind this mission, because you really are embodying the whole, what I believe is where confidence comes from, is being all you. Being around people that are okay with being you. And here's what's something funny. We were talking about you said that before we got on, that you've watched the show and my hats. I'm always in a baseball hat. And that started because of this whole stupid pandemic and I couldn't get to the salon, right? And my hair was like crazy and I've got this insane hair. And at first I thought, well, that's not exactly very professional to be in a baseball hat. But Mary Fran and I are like, look, there are no rules right now. It's our show. We're just trying to help people. How can I best help somebody? And the funny thing is, when we just show up as we are, we have helped. I can't tell you the messages that we get, how many messages we get from people about this goofy little show that we decided to just turn on our computers and didn't know what we were doing and jump right in. And then, do you know what's funny? People were messaging me, Kristin, I haven't seen the Penn State hat in a while. Like, where's the Eagles hat? They were saying hats. But the whole point being that I really do believe that confidence comes from when you get to just be all you and you're around people that are cool with that.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this whole vibe that you're giving to us today.
I thank you. Yeah, it's like, it starts with us loving and accepting who we are. And then when we get to that point, then we can't help it. The flaws that we have, the adversities that we went through, and just getting rid of that shame. And I think once we get to that point, then it exudes confidence because you've accepted yourself. So even though you're not really, you don't need to try. Like, it just happens. You just accept who you are. And this is who I am. And that's it.
I love that idea of you don't have to try. One of my favorite Bible verses, and of course I don't exactly have it straight, but it's something about cease striving. Like, stop trying so hard. If we just allow ourselves to be, we have enough within us to just do whatever we're put here to do. But here's the other thing. If we don't have enough ourselves, we find other people who do. And that was the other part of your story that I loved, where you talked about, like, I didn't know what I was doing because Kristin and I have done a million things that we just haven't a slightest clue of what we're doing. And we figure out what we can. And then when we can't, when we run up against a roadblock, we find those other people like you did. You built this tribe of people and just communicating and saying, hey, I need help. And we talk about, like, you got to put your hand up and you have to say, I need help here. And there's no shame in that.
Yeah. Yep. And people are not mind readers. They don't know what we need, so we have to ask, and there comes vulnerability too, right? Like, cause you're going to get rejected. But we do need to ask for help. Like, we don't know everything, and we just have to be able to accept that and ask for help. And those who are, people will say no. And then those who say yes, it's not about us. And it's, and those who say yes, we celebrate that. So.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you said, like, people they come and go.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. Like, it doesn't have to be. I think one of the things that I found interesting, and I wish women could get better at this, they are not, when someone comes into their lives and it works, but for whatever reason that person goes out of their lives, they don't always release it. And I think if you just release it with a full heart and thank that person was in your life, maybe they come back in at another time. But I think we just have to get better with that. I think that idea of, we have these friendships, we have people that we can depend on, but if they're not there every minute, that doesn't mean that you're no longer important. It just is. Yeah,
it's part of evolving. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we evolve, and then the people we find ourselves with are, they evolve too. Either, literally like changing like the people we surround ourselves with, or people also grow up with us. So I think it's part of evolving. When people come and go in our lives, that means we're evolving too. So.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to look at it. So what are your goals moving forward with Diva Girl? Because again, like you said, all of us have been put into this pandemic mode where we're all trying to figure stuff out, and what's next. And I know you had the really cool conferences. Do you envision getting back to that at some point, or what's on your agenda for all of that?
Well, it's actually easier, right? And you guys probably have noticed this. It's easy to have everything online. You reach more audience. It's less money because hosting an event in person, it's a lot of what do you call it? Overhead, right? And it's a lot more pressure to really bring people in. But with the online business or platform, you reach more people with less overhead, and all you're really focusing on is like how you can create a valuable event
Experience.
online.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it is harder to give that experience online, like a really, really great experience online. It's still different when it's in person, right? And the
Yes.
it's like you're surrounded and you're in a room with all these good vibes. And I do see us doing that again, most likely 2021. I still want to go back to that because it's great to be in a room full of like amazing women. And then, but for now, we're really focusing on our Diva Girl 411 Facebook group and just growing that and reaching to the people we met through our volunteer trips abroad. So we've been to 4 different countries: Ghana, Peru, Belize, Nepal. So, and this year we were supposed to go to India, but then the quarantine happened. Now with this, like we went there in the past years and we made this connection, and and we worked with this amazing women, and then we left. But now that we have this platform, this online platform, we're able to work with them and still keep that connection, continue our work together through the internet. So this is something that I'm super excited about. So that is my goal, to really stay connected and work with the women from these other countries that we've been to before. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I actually run a nonprofit that's the patient organization for my 2 boys have a very rare blindness. And we had all these plans. It's the year 2020 and we work in vision research and we have a gene therapy coming out soon. But we were going to be all over the world meeting all these families. And then, of course, everything shut down. But the same thing. Now that we can go online, we're doing it this week. People from all over the world with this itsy-bitsy little rare disease that no one ever heard of. The messages I'm getting of that, this one mom was like, never in a million years would I think that there's a summit for my kids' rare disease that I can be at. And it is a remarkable situation that you can still connect around the world. Even Mary Fran and I said in the beginning of this, when it was in person, we were like, we're gonna have a world tour. Brilliantly Resilient going all over the world. Who knew that we really would, but from our chairs and not having to come to the back of our hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that gave me chills, because that is so true, right? Like you're reaching more people with the cause that you're truly passionate about, and it hits home, and for them it hits home too by being at home. You don't really need to travel too far to really connect with people who can resonate with with what you're going through, or that's something that you're that means a lot to you, means a lot to them too. And even though distance is keeping you apart, but the internet, or what's happening now, it's getting you guys connected.
Yeah. So has the quarantine and have the circumstances of this, has that changed your mission somewhat? Like, have you looked at this now and gone, wow, like I can do this and have a bigger reach, or I can do that, as opposed to where you were before? And again, going back to that idea of evolving and that evolution thing, have there been changes in the way you're projecting what's going to happen next?
Yes, no, totally. Because before, like, I only owned Diva Girl Philadelphia. And so the
Okay.
people, the events are all just here in Philly. Maybe we'll go in the suburbs, but it's still like Philadelphia area. And then we had owners in Toronto, and then the leader, our founder, is in Vancouver. So they're in Canada. So, we're doing all these events on our own in our own little area. And now, because of the quarantine, because of the pandemic, we were able to evolve and transition into something that we're not just in this little area anymore. We can expand and reach more people and really have events with people from all over the world coming to join us. So I think that's something that is good that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Toronto and Vancouver decided that, what, take all of it, Majet. Here you go. Take care of these people. You're so, excited about it. You love it so much. Here you go. And they have new ventures because it's been around. Diva Girl has been around in Toronto since 2007.
Okay.
So yeah, and they did so well. Like 2007, 2015, and then here in the US, we're just getting started, and I'm like, I'm not ready to give this up yet.
Yeah.
I think now we have this platform, this online platform that can reach not just Philadelphia, not just Toronto, but the whole world. That's the goal.
That's the goal. World domination, just like us.
Yes, yeah.
Mary Fran was so excited. We're all cut from the same. We have like the same DNA. Yeah, we're gonna do a little project. We're gonna take over the world.
Yeah, that's right.
Woo!
That is super exciting, right? Just thinking about it, so more people are going to hear about you, more people are going to be inspired, more people are going to just be motivated to do well and and fail more and
Yes.
and become resilient, be more resilient. So yeah.
So when you have these events, like what kind of things are you focusing on?
Yeah, so we have this event coming up on Wednesday. So every month we have our meetup, our monthly meetup. And our monthly meetup is set up as a support group kind of setting. So it's not a presentation, it's not a workshop, but more like a conversation like we're having right now. And we have our business affiliate members who leads the meetup. So I ask them what topic they would want to lead. And then we promote that as the topic of this discussion. So this Wednesday, we're going to have love and leadership with Tiffany Whipple. So it's going to revolve around, love and leadership as a woman. And all these different experiences from all this different diverse group of women that we have in our community. So a lot of our events have a specific topic. The one that was 2 weeks ago, it was about like awakening your inner diva. So it's all these different topics for a specific event, just to bring in different types of women who are interested in this kind of stuff. And our business affiliate members are women business owners who have diverse, types of businesses. So we just want to highlight those. So when we have events, we're highlighting the women, the business affiliate member, and what they're passionate about. So yeah.
Well, I just love everything that you're doing. And I love that you have control over this now because you can take it wherever you want to go.
Yes.
And it's just a growing platform. Pardon me. I'm going to grab some tea.
We might need you to put your EMP skills to work here and help Mary. She's been yelling at grandkids all weekend down the shore. At her shore place. So listen, here's my big question for you. As we're thinking about what everybody's got going on right now, and especially all these business owners, and I know that I'm putting you on the spot here, but what off the top of your head would you say to folks that are trying to kind of reset their mindset here of, we just had the big shutdown. Some people are starting to move back into places. Some people, other states are shutting down again. How do you guide or support your business owners through stuff like this? Are there certain things, mantras or go-to resources that Diva Girls has for a women business owner that is either doing the up and down or like going down into the pit and has to figure out how to get out?
Yes, no, when we do our meetings, our business affiliate members, we do a mastermind. So every month we get together and we just talk about it. And I just stay connected and communicate with them as often as I can, and ask them what they truly need. I think knowing who our support system is, and staying focused in the here and now, because we can get stuck thinking about things that hasn't happened yet, which are the uncertainties, and that causes anxiety, or being stuck in the past, which can cause depression because we're just ruminating about how we didn't prepare for this pandemic, right? So I just remind, in the community, in our Facebook group, and also my business affiliate members, that we need to really focus on the here and now and being present. What we need, because we don't get stuck in the present. When we're in the present mode, we're focusing on the here and now, then we can solve the problem that is right in front of us. We can focus and be 100% present with the thing that we need to do right at this moment. And then we can move forward once we take care of the things that's right in front of us, instead of getting stuck in the anxiety mode about the future, or stuck in the rumination of what had happened in the past. So the message for the Diva Girl community is like, we don't know what's going to happen. And, the uncertainties in life, but that's guaranteed, right? It's just like change. Change is constant. Change is the only thing that's consistent, right? Like it's not, it's the only thing that's constant. Change is something that we need to expect. Uncertainties do happen. And when those things happen, we need to really focus on the here and now and be in the present moment and solve what is right in front of us, instead of thinking of the future or the past.
Love it.
So it sounds to me like you've used your degree in,
yes!
in all of this work that you're doing. You're using your degree. But you know what? I think that's really important, because I think a lot of times we miss the fact, or we sideline the fact, that there is an emotional component to running a business. And we have to be aware of that, because it's there. And if you try to suppress it and you don't address that, that can lead to problems down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like these are the things that I struggle with too. Like, to be honest, like, I felt stuck, like thinking, or thinking about I should have prepared for this. I should have prepared enough money, or like should have, like ruminating.
Who has that? Who has enough money? Can somebody who has enough money please raise their hand?
I know.
I want to know that person.
I know, right? So we beat ourselves up. Like, I have to remind myself too. So I have to remind myself, as a business owner, I really need to problem solve right in front of me, like what's in front of me, because I can get stuck in the past too, and I can get stuck in the things that hasn't happened yet. Oh my God, what's going to happen with Diva Girl now? We can't do live events for so many years, right? Or I can't see clients face to face right now. It's gonna, no one's gonna seek counseling anymore. But then you focus on the here and now, and you're like, what do I have? I have the internet. I have my laptop. I'm gonna problem solve right now. I'm gonna focus on the here and now. I can see clients online. I can still have a community online. So it just really, I have to remind myself too. So that focus on the here and now.
Yeah, that's good advice. I find myself, when I am in anxiety mode of all the things I should have, could have, would have done, and didn't get to the spot where I am now and spiraling, I can't create anything. And I'm, an author and speaker. I can't write a darn thing when I'm in that spiral motion. So then I have Mary Fran's voice in my head, which is lovely, because I don't hear that enough, telling me but it really does work. What she says, you're just visiting. You don't live there. So I visit, I sit there and I go, God, why did I do that? Why did I think that? Okay, now I'm over it. Now I got to write something.
I love that.
Yeah. We're all allowed to just visit. You have a decision to make. Everybody has problems. Everything sucks for everybody once in a while. So here's your decision. Are you just visiting, or are you going to live there? And if you look at it that way, yes, you have to acknowledge it. It's just as we said a few minutes ago. You have to acknowledge it. But you don't have to live in that space and let it color every single thing that you do.
I agree with you. It's like I tell myself, okay, you're sad, go to sad town, but don't live there, right? Don't live there. You're right. Don't live there. Go visit, but don't live there.
Visit sad town.
Visit sad town. I love that. That's gonna be one of the quotes in our journal. We're putting all these things together, and we're pulling quotes from Mary. That's gonna be one of our quotes. You can visit sad town, but then get the heck out. Get out of there.
Don't live there.
Get
an Airbnb. Get an Airbnb. Stay for a day. Get all emotional and cry. Eat all the chips, because I like chips And then, and then get over it, not get over it. That's rude. Be there, like, right. And feel it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
respect it, but then put it somewhere, like respect it and then recognize that that doesn't define your whole story. And Kristin and I have both experienced that with what we've gone through. Yes, the things that we've gone through are still central parts of our lives, but they're parts of our lives that we draw on to do other things. And I think that that's that approach that you have, yes, like we talk about it, we address people's concerns, but we tell them to stay in the present moment. Like those other things are going to be a part of you, but pull out the parts of them that you can use in the present.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we all have this adversities that we went through, but then, but honoring that and then know that you are here in this present moment. You are here right now, alive and well, because of your resilience.
Yes.
So totally agree with you.
Okay. So time to turn on our inner diva for everybody. So, well, first of all, again, can't thank you enough for being with us because this was such a delightful conversation, as I knew it would be. So tell everybody what you have coming up. I know you have the networking, the support group call, but tell everybody where they can find you and find Diva Girl, because we all need more Diva Girl in our lives, especially me.
Yay!
Woo!
No, thank you so much for having me. I love your vibes, both of you. Can we do this like every week?
Oh yes, let's do. Oh, something's happening with this. So I don't know.
Oh yeah,
figure it out, but something's happening.
Divas or something. Yeah.
Brilliant divas.
There's a vibe, peeps. There's a vibe.
I love that. Yeah. No. I would love to have your audience visit our Instagram, Diva Girl Tribe. Go on to join our Facebook group. It's Diva Girl 411. Follow and like us at Diva Girl Tribe on Facebook. And we do have a website. It's divagirltribe.com. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Majet, thank you so much for being with us today. It was delightful. I just love everything about you. I love your energy. I love your spirit. I love what you're doing with this group. And I love your ideas that, we're just going to evolve. We're going to figure this out. That's so much of what Kristin and I espouse, because we just half the time don't know what the heck we're doing. And then we just go, well, we're just going to figure it out. And somehow or another we do. And that's where that confidence comes from. So I appreciate everything that you said today.
Oh, thank you so much, Mary Fran. Thanks, Kristin. I appreciate you too. I hope we get to do more of this.
Oh, we're going to.
Oh,
we don't know what yet.
Everybody watch for it. We'll be back. We'll be back with Diva Girl and Diva Girl and Brilliantly Resilient Domination.
Globally.
Global domination.
There you go.
Okay, everybody. So thank you so much for joining us. Majet, especially thank you for joining us, and check out Diva Girl. It is so awesome and so cool. And every woman should claim that title, because girl, we are all divas, and let's just wear it proudly. Wear it proudly. And everybody from our Brilliantly Resilient world, thank you so much. If you are still stuck with your reset, we have a download that'll help you. If you visit brilliantlyresilient.net/freebie, there's a little download there that'll kind of help you get over and get reset in this whole weird place that we're all living in right now. Check out our podcast, which drops on Tuesdays. And if you get a chance, go and give us a rating. And we will have Majet on there probably in a couple of weeks. We'll let you all know when that's going to come up again. And we will see you again. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.